This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. Automakers are urging the Trump administration to extend the USMCA free trade deal, which is up for a formal review next year. Most major automakers operating in North America filed comments with the U.S. Trade Representative's office, saying the United States-Mexico-Canada agreement is crucial for their investment decisions. Automakers say the deal helps them to, quote, compete globally through regional integration, which delivers efficiency gains. Those gains account for tens of billions of dollars in annual savings. Automakers are facing higher costs to ship vehicles to the U.S. The CEO of car carrier Wallenius Wilhelmsen, which operates roll-on, roll-off, or ro-ro ships, says automakers could face $200 to $300 in additional costs per vehicle. It's all got to do with higher than expected U.S. port fees on foreign-built ships, which took effect as part of a trade dispute between the U.S. and China. While the U.S. and China reached a deal last week to not raise shipping fees for the next year, Wallenius says it's not clear if ro-ro ships are part of that exemption, and that's why automakers may face higher costs. Looks like European automakers are getting their wish granted. In an effort to boost car sales and better compete with Chinese automakers, Europe is planning on creating a new category of small electric vehicles. That plan could come out next month and is expected to create a new category between quadricycles, which weigh a few hundred kilograms, and all other vehicles. Models in this new category won't have to be equipped with as much safety equipment and technology as larger cars, which automakers had complained made them too expensive. The EU says the goal is to bring vehicles priced between 15,000 to 20,000 euros to the market. Volkswagen's software division Cayenne failed at developing an electronic architecture on its own, which is why the company has plans to pour nearly $6 billion into Rivian, and is part of the reason it's pouring roughly $14 billion into vehicle development for the Chinese market. Some of that $14 billion went to a new R&D center, which has helped VW shorten product launch cycles by over 30% and optimize costs by 40%. Another $2.7 billion went towards forming a new joint venture between Horizon Robotics and Cayenne called Carizon. It's already developed a new electronic architecture, including advanced driver assistance functions that will launch on VW's next-gen models for the Chinese market in 2026. But in the next 3 to 5 years, the company plans on launching level 3 and above hands-free driving systems. So it's investing another $200 million into Carizon to develop its own in-house chips, which will be able to support those functions plus much more. In more technical terms, each chip will have the computing power of 500 to 700 tops.
Developing today's vehicles. Issues can happen in an instant. When's the best time to solve a problem? The minute you know you have one. Meet Wireless NeoVi Cloud, your secure, off-the-shelf solution empowering real-time collaboration for quick resolution. With Wireless NeoVi Cloud, your team can prevent issues before they can escalate. Driver communication data and remote diagnostics to analyze and resolve your problems using OTA, allowing your executives oversight throughout the process. Wireless NeoVi Cloud, your vehicle update solution in production and on the road. Intrepid Control Systems, driven by your data.
More automakers are reporting their quarterly earnings. Let's take a look at Toyota first. The automaker sold nearly 2.4 million vehicles, up about 3% compared to a year ago. That brought in $84 billion in revenue, an 8% gain. However, Toyota's operating profit tumbled 27% to $5.7 billion due to tariffs and unfavorable foreign exchange rates. But thanks to one-time gains, its net profit soared 62% to $6.3 billion. Toyota says it's sticking with its full-year sales forecast of 9.8 million vehicles, which would be about a 5% improvement over last year. BMW also had a strong quarter. The automakers sold more than 588,000 vehicles, including Mini and Rolls-Royce, which was up nearly 9% compared to a year ago. But its revenue dipped slightly to 32 billion euros. BMW's EBIT was up 33% to 2.3 billion, and its net profit skyrocketed by more than 250% to 1.7 billion euros. And despite tariffs and increased global competition, BMW says it's on track to meet its full-year targets. Porsche is sharing a couple of great examples of how what it learns on the racetrack can be applied to its regular passenger vehicles. It's currently the reigning world champion in Formula E and took know-how from its 99X race car, like direct motor cooling and regenerative braking, and put that into the new Cayenne electric, which is supposed to come out in the middle of next year. While I know things like direct motor cooling and regenerative braking are nothing new, the grueling conditions of a racetrack can really help you to optimize for efficiency and performance. Instead of having coolant flow through a water jacket around the stator like most conventional EV motors, Porsche put grooves in the stator so the coolant flows directly over the copper conductors. It says its motor would need to be 1.5 times bigger to cool it properly the conventional way. And I think what Porsche is doing with regenerative braking is even more impressive. It says it's able to generate up to 600 kilowatts when slowing down. That's more than any public fast charger can put out outside of China. I only did a quick search, but I couldn't find any other automaker that's even close to 600 kilowatts. The Xiaomi SU7 Ultra was the closest I could find at 400 kilowatts, while a more everyday vehicle like the Hyundai Ioniq 9 generates up to 150 kilowatts during regenerative braking. Peugeot unveiled its vision of the future with a concept car it calls the Polygon. While this is the only picture it showed off ahead of its full reveal on November 12th, it says we can expect a unique interior space and new tech like a full steer-by-wire system. But that brings us to the end of today's show. Thanks for making Autoline a part of your day.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Alex Partners, when it really matters. CSP, the Composites Solution Partner. Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering, boost your game. And thanks to the following YouTube and Patreon members.
At CSP, we work with OEM engineers across the country on their journeys to lighter, safer, and more eco-friendly vehicles. Learn more at thecsp.com.
We act, we grow, we transform, we protect, we rescue. In moments that define the future, we are the partner you can trust. Alex Partners, when it really matters.